So I'm really excited about this one. This is a video I've been knocking around in my head for some time now. So without further ado, let's dig into the basics of wallet tracking. So this is still a skill that I'm honing, but I'm excited to share what I figured out so far. So in case you didn't know, I absolutely got wrecked trying to snipe one of those meme coin pre-sale launches on Solana. And it was a huge learning experience. And I'm not gonna lie, I was down pretty bad, really, really bad. But my biggest takeaway from it all was just the validation that I, as an individual who is not technical when it comes to Web3, could generate my own alpha. The only reason why I was even able to attempt to snipe this launch is because I found the contract address hours before it went live by tracking wallets. Wallet tracking is something that I've literally for years have been wanting to get better at, but it's always been so intimidating because every time I would go to a block explorer, I would just be absolutely overwhelmed. But then I started using Cielo, and all I can say is holy shit, this is so cool. That is the beauty of the blockchain, right? It's all there. You just have to know where to look. And what I love about Cielo is it's a free tool, and if you go deep, it's something that's not only helpful for shitcoin trading, but actually identifying narratives and verifying information. Not too long ago, Pac-Man actually put out a public wallet address for transparency, and he started to play around with a bunch of different protocols and buying different tokens and NFTs on Blast. And using Cielo, I was actually able to see it all in real time, which is pretty wild, right? All you really need to get started is, you guessed it, a wallet address. And as you start to go down the rabbit hole, you're going to find a wealth of information. So what I want to try to do is do a very quick breakdown of Cielo so you guys can start fucking around and finding out too. When you open up the app, you'll see a feed of wallets. What you'll want to do is create an account, which you can do by connecting your wallet. And the first thing it's going to prompt you to do is set up the Telegram bot. We're going to dig into that in a little bit. You'll just need to open up TG for a second and basically initiate the bot. And once that's done, we're going to go back to Cielo and finish setting a few things up. So once you're done setting things up, you're going to be taken to a feed that will show all the recent transactions of the wallets that you're following. This is like your command center. You can actually filter the wallets by chain if you want. You can filter by transaction types, whether or not it's a fungible transaction or an NFT transaction, as well as the value of these assets. Now, the individual wallet page actually looks very similar to this. So let's just go ahead and break that down real quick. And it'll give you a good idea of how to not only navigate individual wallet pages, but also the feed. So you can see here that there is a wallet label because I am now tracking this wallet and it's Pac-Man's public wallet. And you can see the address here. And then you'll actually notice on these transactions that there is a transaction type. And right here, you can see that the label for this is receive. He also received an NFT. He also approved an asset. And this middle information is pretty much a very simple description of what happened on chain. And you'll be able to see over to the right that this all happened on Blast, as well as a timestamp. So if I'm looking at Pac-Man's wallet, I can see that a ton of people are just sending him stuff. But I can actually filter through this noise by looking at different transaction types. If I wanted to see what wallets he's swapping or that he's trading, I just go to transaction types and I select swap. And then you'll see that he's swapped for both PacMoon and Ole, which is pretty cool. You can even track his DeFi activity if you wanted to. Since Blast is fairly new, I do turn on quite a few filters to see this, just in case the team hasn't added full support for it yet. So what I turn on is actually LP, lending, perpetuals, options, as well as other. And you can see here, he's interacted with Juice Finance as well as YOLO Games. I don't know if you guys saw, but Pac-Man was full on degenning on YOLO, which was kind of insane to see. Now let's take a look at this other wallet that I've just been casually tracking for the past couple of months. So this wallet is actually pretty interesting, and I found it when I was looking through pre-sale wallets. And you can actually just kind of assume that it might be an insider wallet just based off of the token P&L. Like you can see here that there are massive, massive bags. We can also see NFT P&L in real time too, which is pretty cool. So this tool can actually become useful for copy trading, especially if you have like Telegram bot notifications on and you pair that with some like TG bot trading, and it's a pretty good combo, but you kind of have to just be like terminally online and terminally paying attention. The other thing that you can actually see are related wallets, and this basically just shows you all of the inflows and outflows from this wallet that you're tracking. So that's all good if you have a wallet address that you want to start tracking. But if you were like me when I first started and you are just feeling like completely overwhelmed and don't know where to start, Cielo actually has public lists that are created by other members that utilize the Cielo platform. So you can actually see public lists under Discovery. You're going to see the list name as well as the description of the list and a couple other details. And the thing is like once you start going down the rabbit hole and you start finding a few wallets that are interesting, you can actually start to make your own list, which is pretty cool. And this is actually how I was able to find the Shroom contract address on Solana before it launched. So to create your own list, you'll actually need to start tracking a few wallets. And once you have a few wallets tracked, you can actually head over to My Wallets. And this is actually where you're going to manage all of your wallets in terms of like labels, setting up various TG alerts, and adding them or removing them from list. And you can see that option right up here in the top right where it says add wallets, add list. I think being able to generate this kind of information is just like so important because it helps you become a more independent participant in the space. And that way you're not always relying on what like influencers are posting on X. It's a skill set that I try to get a little bit better at every week. And once you're in Cielo, it honestly doesn't feel as intimidating. I actually really wish I started using this tool like much earlier because I had always heard stories about people who had like tracked wallets and just copy traded and they made freaking bags. But hey, better late than never. Hopefully you found this helpful. I'm pretty excited to see more people generating their own alpha on the timeline. And until the next one, bearish or bullish, keep farming, keep building, keep learning. Let's go.